Hello, I'm Joel Freeman. I come from Maryland. I spent a lot of time up in Alberta, Canada, and really have enjoyed coming back here to Crossroads and to be with you for these next few moments. I have developed the world's first and only full-size, three-dimensional replica of the famous Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone is, as many may realize, is that it's the stone that told the Sphinx's secrets. And this is an old 1950s ad about the Rosetta Stone. And then over here we have, this is from the British Museum. This is the 1913 edition of a book that if you were visiting the British Museum at the time looking at the Rosetta Stone, this is what you would have purchased as a souvenir, if you will. But this is something that has really captured many people over the years. Rosetta Stone is, we've heard of the language software program, and many people understand that, but the history behind it is that the Rosetta Stone was used to crack the code to hieroglyphics, and thereby opening up the secrets of ancient Egypt. It was found in 1799, right off the west bank of the Nile. This is a comic book from the 1970s that shows a little image of what the cartoonist thought might have looked like. And then what happened is that the British Museum ended up getting it, but they had a gentleman by the name of Napoleon, who was actually, this is a picture of him beginning the Egyptian military campaign. He's right off the coast of Egypt, and he's just ready to disembark. And what happened is he brought with him about 167 savants. And one of the leaders was Vivant Denon. Vivant Denon is a gentleman that kind of led the whole group. These were individuals, no other military campaign had done this, where they had experts in botany and experts in architecture and all kinds of different things that came with them. And they actually codified. They drew pictures, and they had soldiers, contingent of soldiers around them that would, let's say, they would protect them. And what would happen is that this gentleman, for instance, Vivant Denon, he ended up becoming the first curator and director of the Louvre in Paris, France. And this is actually a letterhead from not his hand, but dictated by him. And so what happened is that the British Museum ended up getting the Rosetta Stone. This is an actual photo of the Rosetta Stone in the British Museum. And this was something that then they began to show this particular item to different people. It captured the attention of people from all around the world. You had people from Sweden, from Great Britain, from France, from all over the place. And one individual by the name of Reverend Stephen Weston, he made the first published translation of the Greek on the Rosetta Stone. And this is actual from a book called Archaeologia. And this is his what he gave as a paper to the Academy of the groups that were interested in archaeology. And it's interesting to think that this particular item was another individual that helped was a gentleman by the name of Thomas Young. Thomas Young was a polymath, just a genius. He wrote 63 articles for Encyclopedia Britannica, all done anonymously. He came up with all kinds of other things, but here is this gentleman, Thomas Young. This is a handwritten letter from him. But Thomas was an individual who really was very interested in the British Museum's artifact, the Rosetta Stone. And he came up with some great ideas that helped to crack the code. But it was ultimately a gentleman by the name of Jean Champollion, who, this is him on your right, and his brother was another genius, these two geniuses. Anyway, at 16 years of age, he decided he wanted to crack the code to hieroglyphics, and his whole life pursuit was to do so. By the time he was 20, he knew about 11 languages, Coptic and others, and he began to piece together a lot of the research that he had done, what other people had done, And finally, 23 years later, after the discovery in 1799, 1823, he cracked the code to hieroglyphics. And it was an astonishing feat and something that has made quite an impact on so many different individuals. This, by the way, is an 1843 edition, the first time it was ever published in North America. This whole article was from a book written by a gentleman by the name of George Glidden. And this is a first edition of the New World magazine that was published about this. Also in August of 1802, Gentleman's Magazine, which is the oldest magazine in the world, started in 1731, published some information about the Rosetta Stone. In closing, I just want to say that this Rosetta Stone is actually a metaphor for cracking codes, for perseverance, and for just taking a problem and learning how to solve it through various different methods. This is Joel Freeman here. I'd really love for you to check out the website, rosettacrazy.com, and learn about the 8 different models that I've put together, all huge, life-size, the only one like it in the world available to the general public. Thank you for your time.